Women are coming to me with a desire to express their femininity. They want to express that aspect of themselves more. Why does it seem more okay for, let's say, someone who's gay to express their femininity? Why does it seem like it's more okay and absolutely acceptable for someone who is biologically born a male who realizes, you know what, I'm in the wrong body, I'm a female, and expresses their femininity? And then those of us who are born biologically a woman, as I am, for me to express my femininity, somehow now, that's not okay. Just some questions I wanted to ask, because I personally came to my own reckoning with my femininity, and I'm finding it in the women that I coach. Women are coming to me with a desire to express their femininity. They want to express that aspect of themselves more. And I think the way society is headed, it's caused confusion for us and probably the masculine men as well. So let's get into this. First, I'll talk about myself. I'm very comfortable expressing my femininity now, but there was a time when I wasn't. And I had to unpack this with my coach quite a few years ago. Language is very volatile and touchy these days, so it's even hard for me to approach this subject on a YouTube channel. But I know when I'm talking with someone, when I'm coaching someone, and I know of my own experience, we can share these terms more easily without fear. Basically, I'll cut right to it and then maybe I have to backtrack a little bit. I realized in my most recent relationship that I've been in for close to 6 years now, that prior to my relationship with him, I was really living in my masculinity. Typically, we have to put on our masculine hat in the workforce. It's just kind of how it is. We have to kind of put our femininity and place it on a shelf over here. And then when we get home, maybe we can bask in our femininity more. I discovered in my relationship that I loved his masculinity because it brought out my femininity at home. I'm not talking the workplace, I'm talking at home in my relationship with him. And it felt really good. It felt like I was returning home to something that I had left. And I wanted to return to it, and I wanted to continue to feel that feeling. Now, we definitely go in and out of our masculinity and our femininity, which I think is really healthy. But the reason why I'm talking about this video is I just have this sense that it's not been okay for women who are biologically women to express their femininity anymore. It's sort of not looked upon as a good thing. And I felt it, and women I'm coaching are feeling it. For example, someone I've been coaching, the first thing we had to kind of unravel was she's feminine, she likes her femininity, and she's looking for a more masculine man. She wants that traditional role. And we had to first establish that that's okay. The biggest detriment to healing and moving forward is not judging ourselves anymore and making ourselves wrong. We have to kind of weed through our wounds, discover, okay, that's coming from a wound. But her desire to step into her femininity and be with a masculine man so she could really blossom in that femininity and revel in it, that was her true desire. That did not come from a wound. And so that was kind of the first thing we had to do, was establish that that's okay, that that is what you desire. You can seek that and want that, and you will find a man who also wants that. I didn't even know that that's what I wanted, but I discovered it within the context of my relationship. And it was this crazy awareness where I said, oh my gosh, I miss my femininity. I love being feminine. And my man, when he steps into his masculinity, it just makes my femininity blossom. And I'm not ashamed to say that I love it. Now, yes, of course, I still have my masculine traits, and my partner has his feminine traits. We have both masculine and feminine traits within us. So let's discuss what does it mean or what does it look like. It certainly doesn't mean patriarchy. No. And maybe that's where the confusion has come from because we have been a patriarchal society. I think we're all ready to say, okay, we've had enough of that. Maybe we can define stepping into our femininity and our man stepping into his masculinity without making it be patriarchy. Let's throw that out. Yeah, I'm done with that. Patriarchy has this feeling of dictatorial leadership. And I know, though, for me, when I step into my femininity, it doesn't mean I've lost any confidence. Can't we say that we're confident in our femininity? But I do love it when my man expresses confident leadership. It means he can make decisions. Doesn't mean I don't make decisions too. But when I'm in my femininity, I kind of love it when he does. And it's not from a dictatorial place. There's a difference in the energy, the energetic vibration of when a man, my man, expresses his masculinity and demonstrates leadership skills, and it feels good. We know the difference. When it doesn't feel good is when it's dictatorial and abusive. No, this is not what I'm talking about. So we've evolved to a place where we have to make it okay to step into our femininity or step into our masculinity and revel in it and enjoy it. I am more whole because of it. I feel like I'm being more my authentic self because of it. And why don't you make the rules of what it looks like for you? And there may be a time of discovery of what it looks like for you. For me, honestly, it's more like a state of mind and a state of being that I'm owning my femininity. It's really that more than anything. I'm dancing in my femininity, in my mindset that it's good and it's okay. And I'm embracing her and I'm celebrating her. And that's going to translate energetically out there to my mate, probably to the world too. And it feels really good. But prior to me recognizing it, I was probably making it wrong under the misperception of what being a feminist meant to me. Of course, I'm for equal rights and equal pay and all of that for men and women. I think we all are at this point. Come on. Statistics show. I'm not afraid to admit that the best thing I feel I've ever done was to bear and have a child and nurse that child and be a mom. Yeah, that's quite feminine. And I'm going to guess that my partner, he would say he feels about the same about being a dad, being a father. And while I was a mom, there was definitely masculine and feminine traits that I had to inhabit in order to do the job and do it well. But the parts that I love the most, that are just the greatest, were holding him, carrying him in my womb, nursing him. Oh my gosh, what an honor and a privilege. Crying at the pivotal moments when I look at pictures of him as a little tyke and growing up. That's my femininity, and I am going to let her shine and let her out. Celebrate her. I also love to be swept off my feet and taken on an amazing date and getting all dressed up and putting just the right perfume on and earrings and dress and hair. And that's very feminine. I love it. I love being that. And I love my man and his big, strong body and chest and strong hands and arms, putting them around me. And I feel soft and feminine. And I love that. And you know what? Again, I'm going to celebrate it. We do not have to make that wrong anymore. And if you're out there, a woman grappling with your femininity, I think there's a ton of men out there that love their masculinity and they want to step into that more. So own it. I would say that is the biggest and the best thing you can do. Own it. Stop making it wrong. Revel in it. And see what happens. See what happens. I can say for the women I'm coaching, it's working. They're attracting the type of man that brings out more of their femininity and they are loving it. And that's good. Okay, this would be really fun to discuss more. I think I'm going to have someone on that I've coached that has really embraced her femininity so we can keep this discussion going. So look for the second video on femininity. Woo! And just because I feel good about me being a woman doesn't mean I have any judgment for you out there for however you want to express yourself. Yes, no judgment. Express yourself however you want to express yourself. You have to own how you express yourself, and I'm going to own how I express myself. And right now, I feel like a woman, and I feel like being feminine. So there you have it. I hope this was helpful. Look for the second video on this. Thank you very much.